Good morning, Cabo. Little hike in Tezal. Look at that view, man. And today I want to break down the markets of Todos Santos and East Cape. And at the end, I'm gonna let you know which one I prefer. But part of the reason that this is coming up is people are looking for less dense areas. I personally really like Los Cabos, but I could see why somebody wants something that's a little bit more off the beaten path. And then your two really natural markets are Todos Santos and then the East Cape on Nia Cortez, Todos Santos being on the Pacific. So let me start with Todos. I really like Todos. You've got a really cool town center. It's got this like authentic Mexican vibe to it. You know, you've got a lot of artisans, a lot of boutique hotels, art galleries, farm-to-table restaurants. People tend to lump in Todos Santos and Pescadero. You've got great beaches right there too. Cerritos Beach being the most famous. You know, it's surfable and swimmable all year round. And you're right there on the beach. You know, there's a lot of investment coming into Todos right now. Ernesto Cabo is a pretty big name in Mexico, and he is building a pretty large project in Todos Santos, and he has said whenever that finishes, Todos Santos will not be the same, meaning not necessarily a bad way, but it'll be on the map. It's not going to be a hidden gem anymore, and for better or for worse, that's going to be very good for real estate prices. So there's a lot of interest going on in Todos right now. A lot of the purchases in Todos Santos are just raw land right now. So you're gonna see a lot of new development coming in, and Todos is gonna have some pretty strict barriers to entry. You know, you're not gonna be able to build massive things, but I really like Todos Santos. I think in 10 or 15 years, it's gonna look completely different. But I also do think that Todos Santos, having the anchor of that town right there, the magical city of Todos, is a huge benefit. You got the beach. It's cooler on the Pacific side. A lot of people don't realize that. I know an agent that works here, and she had it down to Malaga, Spain, or Todos Santos, Mexico, as the two places in the world that she wanted to live just based off climate. She chose Todos Santos. So the climate there is really nice. Now let's get on to East Cape. East Cape is going to be a little bit more rustic, a little bit more off the beaten path. You don't have towns like Todos Santos, but you do have places like Los Barriles, which are not as established as Todos. You know, it's where you see a lot more like four-wheelers and razors ripping down the beach. You do have a lot of development coming into the East Cape. Once again, just like Todos, you have a lot of lots being sold. You've got Costa Palmas, which is a really like high-end resort going in, and it's a big golf course too. Nice little view, and that's a good anchor. So you have resorts popping up. You've had people that have owned land in the East Cape for a while that are just starting to develop on it now. East Cape's going to be a little bit warmer. So right now in the summertime, it's definitely going to be a little bit more toasty on the Nia Cortez side. I will say we just did a tour, which was very ambitious, to do Todos Santos and East Cape with a client a few days ago, and the waters on the East Cape are absolutely incredible. You know, stand-up paddle, surfing. There's a beach called La Fortuna, which is a really great spot for surfing. And East Cape is a little bit more up and coming. You know, so I think there's a lot more opportunity for beachfront land in East Cape than there is Todos Santos. It's just more of an up and coming market. I think it's a little bit more for the adventurous type. But there's a lot of people. Really, if you ask somebody Todos Santos or East Cape, it's really kind of like a 50-50 split choice. And with that, I'm going to get into my pick. If you wanted me to pick between Todos Santos and East Cape, price really wasn't an issue. I'm gonna go with Todos Santos. I just really like Todos. I like the fact that it's a little bit cooler. I like the fact that you have it anchored by that wonderful town. You know, all the art galleries, you got the culture, everything's just a little bit more centrally located. From a real estate perspective, I think you've got way too much going on in Todos Santos to say that it couldn't be a good idea to buy there. So I think when you start talking about these big names like Ernesto Cabo coming in, you've got a lot of hotels coming in, Pescaderos starting to blow up. You've got like this little oasis in the desert right there. Pescadero gets a lot of water. And then, like I said, to me, you know, there's areas like La Ventana on the East Cape, and they're great. They're known for windsurfing and stuff, but you do have some like really powerful winds. You know, one of the only downsides of Todos Santos is if you're not at Cerritos Beach, a lot of these beaches are not going to be swimmable year round. So in that regard, East Cape is a little bit better. If you're somebody that wants to do stand-up paddle, I wouldn't say surfing because you got some really good surf spots on the Pacific side. But if you want to do like snorkeling, things like that, I would say that East Cape is a little bit better for that. So there you have it. East Cape versus Todos Santos. My pick is Todos Santos. I just really like the Pacific side, but once again, I don't think you can go wrong with either of the two. If you got any questions about East Cape or Todos Santos, please reach out to me. I will be happy to answer any questions, and check out my webpage, cabokey.com, where I have all my articles, including an article on Todos Santos and East Cape. So you guys have a good one, and I will see you next time.